What is the greenhouse effect? Earth is a comfortable place for living things. It's just the right temperature for plants and animals, including humans, to thrive. Why is Earth so special? Well, one reason is the greenhouse effect. A greenhouse is a building with glass walls and a glass roof. The clear glass allows sunlight to shine into the greenhouse while also trapping the sun's heat inside. This is how a greenhouse keeps plants warm even at night and in the winter. The greenhouse effect keeps Earth warm in pretty much the same way. Earth isn't surrounded by glass, but it is surrounded by a jacket of gases called the atmosphere. In the daytime, the sun shines through the atmosphere, warming Earth's surface. After the sun goes down, Earth's surface cools. This releases heat back into the air, but some of that heat is trapped by the gases in the atmosphere. These heat-trapping gases are called greenhouse gases. Carbon dioxide, water vapor, and methane are all examples of greenhouse gases. Earth needs a balance of greenhouse gases to maintain just the right temperature for living things. But some human activities are changing Earth's natural greenhouse effect. For example, burning fossil fuels like coal and oil releases more carbon dioxide into our atmosphere. These extra greenhouse gases can cause the atmosphere to trap more and more heat, leading to a warmer Earth. NASA satellites are constantly measuring the gases in our atmosphere from space. They've observed increases in the amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. The information from NASA satellites can help scientists figure out where greenhouse gases are coming from and how they are ending up in our atmosphere. This information will help us better understand the impact that greenhouse gases have on our climate and help us better understand this very special greenhouse that we call home.
Okay, so hopefully you had understood what is the greenhouse effect. Okay, so can anyone tell me what is the greenhouse effect after seeing this? These all things are already being discussed. Global warming, ozone layer. Okay, tell me what is a greenhouse? What is a greenhouse gases or a greenhouse effect? As you have seen the video, good morning, Kirti. What is the greenhouse effect? Greenhouse effect is nothing but where the greenhouse gases gets collected into the jacket that is called as atmosphere covering the earth. Okay. Whereas greenhouse effect is important or greenhouse gases are important to keep the earth warm, earth temperature warm. But otherwise, if this increases, it causes global warming. It causes global warming and also, it is as a global warming is a reason for the melting of the glaciers, the snow caps, the ice, and snow caps, the ice, the Himalayan ranges, etc. So that is what it leads to. The increase in the greenhouse gases leads to the global warming. So it is ultimately we should keep a control over a over the emission of the greenhouse gases. Earth surface heat increase of greenhouse gas. Global warming is nothing but the increase in the temperature of the Earth's surface is nothing but called as global warming, which has been already discussed about the harmful effects of ultraviolet radiation as well. Okay, next going to the about what is Montreal Protocol. Okay, if you have understood what is global warming, how it affects the earth, how it has affected the earth, then there was one step taken that is nothing but called as Montreal Protocol. If the question is asked that what is Montreal Protocol or when it had entered or come into action, so Montreal Protocol came into the force that is in 1989. What year? That is 1989. Okay, it came into the action or in the force in the year 1989 and agreement established to protect the ozone layer by reducing the production and consumption of harmful substances. Many such substances which were reason for the ozone layer depletion had to be cut down or reduced was a action which was taken place, which was taken in the Montreal Protocol. Okay, it was taken in Montreal Protocol. If all the countries commit to its goal, the ozone layer will be completely regenerated by 2050. If everyone takes the oath of maintaining this the sustainability or maintaining the thing that no much greenhouse gases are to be emitted into the atmosphere, then we can regenerate the ozone layer completely by which year? 2050. Okay, why the Montreal Protocol came into action? The Montreal Protocol came into action to protect the ozone layer. Okay, to protect the ozone layer. If you have seen the older slide or the video of the last class, you must have seen that how much of ozone layer is depleted or damaged because of the emission of these aerosols CFCs into the atmosphere. Okay, so consumption of the harmful substances has to be reduced and also its production by the industries. It entered into the force in 1989. If all countries commit to its goal, if all countries stick to it, that okay, we are going to stick to it and we are going to regenerate that ozone layer. So by 2050, we will be able to cover the damage which is done. Okay, the damage which is done. Remember, it is Montreal Protocol. If the question is asked anytime, what is Montreal Protocol, then you have to remember this. Okay, and why it had come in action. Next is degradation by improper resources utilization and maintenance. So now, what we do, whatever resources we get, we use it, we overexploit it. Yes or no? We overexploit it. We use it beyond saying that it might get extincted. It might get. We might not find it again back, it totally get exhausted without seeing all those things, we just use the resources, we do over exploitation of the resources. So one among them is degradation by improper resource utilization is soil erosion. Okay, remember the definition. What is soil erosion? The removal of the top soil layer due to natural and human activities. Okay, due to and the removal of the topsoil layer due to natural and human activities is nothing but called as soil erosion. And what are the reasons for soil erosion? Overcultivation. Okay, overcultivation of the crops. Okay, overcultivation, not only overcultivation but also not having a proper cultivation methods as well. You must have seen these some of those management techniques which have been taken, uh, gr- that is crop rotation. Okay, crop rotation is done. Then to fix the fertility of the soil, many such measures are taken. Whereas if we do not do it, if we keep on if we keep on over exploiting that particular land, doing some agriculture practices and not making sure that okay whether it's going to affect us back, not making sure out of it, what happens is soil erosion takes place. When the fertility of the soil also gets removed out and it gets difficult for us to grow the crops, also hampering the farmers who are growing it. Okay, hampering the farmers who are growing it. Cultivation of the crops has to be stopped. Okay, because it's one of the reasons for soil erosion. Unrestricted grazing. Overgrazing is also a reason for soil erosion. Deforestation, one of the major reasons. If a loss of biodiversity, one of the major reasons is also deforestation. Okay, the deforestation is done without saying that what are the consequences we are going to see by doing this deforestation. We are cutting down the wood for our own benefits, whereas we are not even making sure that we are going with the we are growing one more plant on that place, which we had cut down. We are not even making sure that we are going to do this. So it's our responsibility that if deforestation is done, the afforestation is also done. Okay, poor and improper irrigation practices. Yes, we just do not see that how much of water is needed. Use of water is done, whereas because of which soil erosion takes place. Okay, clogging of water is done. It's better that we know that how much of water is needed for that particular crop. That much only of water is to be given. A required amount of water is to be only given. Whereas poor and improper irrigation practices can damage not only the soil fertility but also erode of the uppermost soil. Okay, then water logging and soil salinity. Yes, water logging is one of the major reasons for the soil erosion. Okay, water logging is one of the major reasons for the soil erosion, and also soil salinity. Increase of the salinity or the saline content in the soil can be the reason for the soil erosion as well. Okay, so these because the uppermost layer of the soil, whatever happens to the topmost layer of the soil, where content of nutrients and humus is present, can be a part of a soil erosion. Okay, and that is either it can be natural or by human activities. Human activities are the highest because we only are the reason for this, whereas we do not take measures even to get back the soil which is then lost due to erosion. So these are the different reasons. Okay, water clogging is one of the major, because of water clogging it can totally degrade the soil quality and also soil salinity, whereas the increase of the salts in the soil can destroy its nutrient content of NPK, that is nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Poor and improper irrigation practices, not knowing how much of water has to be given to that uh, particular crop, we just clog it with the water. That is also one of the major reasons. Deforestation, as you know, that we should take measures to make sure that the deforestation is stopped or at least afforestation is done. Okay, then unrestricted grazing. Unrestricted grazing means we do not restrict any animals, so that okay, this much only grazing has to be done, or the food or fodder is given as extra to them, but we just leave them in the fields to graze, which becomes also a reason for the soil erosion, because the plants which were holding down the soil are totally being grazed out, and overcultivation of the crops, one of the major reasons. So this is about soil erosion and reason of soil erosion. Okay, remember this definition as well. So next coming to the reforestation. If reforestation is done, so it's our major. It's not only our major steps should be taken, but also our responsibility as well. So about coming to the reforestation, anyone knows about the Chipko and Apiko movement? Anyone knows about the Chipko and Apiko movement, which was done? Just don't see the. Okay, everyone are aware about the Chipko and Apiko movement, yes or no? Yes. That's nice that all are aware about it and what actually why it was taking place. Okay, good. I'm very happy that you know that why it was taken place, why this movement came up. Okay, and this is a kind of a much inspiration to all of us. Yes or no? We can see the pictures there as well on the screen. Yes, very good, everyone. To save trees, yes. So to save trees, it had come up that is a Chipko and Apko movement. Remember these movements, okay? The question can be asked. So about the Chipko movement was started in 1973 spontaneously in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, in an effort to save trees and forests from the felling by the forest contractors. Means the forest contractors had come to deforest it, and it was started in which year? That is in 1973 in Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Chipko literally means to stick. Okay. Chipko means to stick. So it's in Hindi also, you know, the people tie knots, yes. Rounding of the trees, yes. What they did was, you can see here as well. You can see here as well what they did. Okay. So what they did, they kind of had a made one circle around that tree so that this so that the contractors do not cut down those trees. Okay, they when it was being cut, Chipko movement later inspired Apiko movement in Karnataka. So it started with the Chipko movement, which inspired the Apiko movement in Karnataka. This was in 1973 in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, this was in 1973 in Uttar Pradesh. So yes, the people tie knots. Yes, Satya, very good. And Anshita, to see trees. It was. Done. Okay. Next, coming to what is Apiko movement. Apiko movement was a revolutionary movement which was inspired from the Chipko movement based on the environmental conservation in India. The Chipko movement, Hug the Trees movement. Okay, Hug the Trees movement, where they had made a circle around it, hugging the trees in uh, in Uttar Pradesh, in the Himalayas, inspired the villagers of the Uttar Kannada district of Karnataka state in southern India to launch a similar movement to save their forest. The same similar kind of movement had started in the Uttar Kannada district of Karnataka state in the southern India to launch a similar movement to save their forest. So the same movement was started there as well to save the trees. Yes, Ananya, Chipko movement, the collection of mobilization of women for cause of preserving forest. Yes, exactly the definition. This was done by the women for causing the of preserving forest. Many of the students who attend the classes, NEET classes, must be knowing. Many of you. I had told you one example about the array forest which was done last year, 2019. Remember? Anyone? Yes. So what I had told you, what they did, array forest. This was like around 1973 and something around the older times. I had told you what had done, what people had done in 2019. Remember about the array forest? I told you to read about that as well. No, not extinct plants, Satya. Remember, I told you the protest was done. Okay, if anyone has forgotten, I'll just give you once again. Array forest is one of the biggest one of the kind of ecological forest in Maharashtra, that is in Mumbai. Okay, so anyone can go and check it. It's very popular protest which was done last year. Okay, so the array forest was the Bombay High Court gave the permission to cut down that array forest, gave the permission to cut down the array forest for a metro to be built. Okay, for a metro to be built for the people, the permission was granted. Whereas people came out on the streets to protest against it, and one among them was Shraddha Kapoor from the Bollywood, and she came out, and many people as such had come out to protest against cutting down of those trees. And what happened was, even though when the protesters were out there, overnight many such trees were cut down of the array forest without even the knowledge of the people. So later on, it went to the case went to the court again, and it has been now the last month, I guess. I had even explained, I had given this example for those who need students, whereas whereas now the cases, as it was in the court, they have given the permission that means a kind of permission that the metro will not be built in the array, the array forest place, but it will be shifted onto the other place. So people came out, protested, and also saved the array forest there. So that is something which they did. Many you can go and just check out about that. Okay, so this is just example which I am giving. So we have to reforest, or either we have to save the forest. Okay, so this is about the reforestation. Okay, now everyone remembers what I had told about a reforest. Yes. Okay. Okay. So next, let us go on to the. Okay, this is about the whole chapter ends over here about the environmental issues. So in these environmental issues, we came across many such issues. Yes, Dichita. Okay, you said good morning once again. Good morning to you. Okay, so in this chapter we came across many such things which are to be concerned about the environment. We knew from the radioactive waste to the thermal waste to the greenhouse effect, ozone layer depletion, Montreal Protocol, Apricot Chico movement, then about air pollution, water pollution, and then about the soil erosion, noise pollution, and many more things, where bio waste management and all. So bio-waste management and all. So this is about, you have to remember this is important, as well as many general questions can come out. So this is about the whole chapter, the environmental issues. So with this we end this chapter. There are any questions regarding this?